Hey y'all, I'm finally doing my review on Mary Mary. Like I said in my previous video that I did on the Donald Sterling case and on my thoughts on Cynthia and Nene fighting. We had bad weather the night of the Mary Mary, so and I just didn't post it. This is Mary Mary season 3 episode 9. Pretty much, it's not a whole lot, so this is not going to be a long review at all. We do, just a couple of things stood out to me. Of course, Erica's voice was messed up. Clearly, she got it together eventually because she did, record her album and everything, so that's good. Which I did try to look it up to see if Tina is going to do any solo stuff, like a solo album. I couldn't find anything saying she was going to do a solo album. She did say that she was writing a book of prayers. Just prayers to get you through different situations in life. Things that she specifically used to get through the Teddy, the Teddy incident. Now, the other thing that really stood out to me was Warren. Warren and his mess. I keep saying it the whole season. I have not been here for Warren whatsoever. And he pretty much was telling her, like, well, in so many words, he pretty much told her, like, the only way I'm going to get serious on getting your album together is if you just quit Mary Mary. I don't know about that. I don't think that's a good idea. Because honestly, this season really has not shown. I mean, it hasn't shown her in a bad light, but it really has shown him in a bad light, and that could kind of backfire on them in the long run as the public, are seeing the season. Now, Tina decides to let Teddy come home after a month, but she tells him they have to go to counseling. And I just want to pause for a minute and talk about that. I'm not really sure why. I just know that it has been conditioned in the black community that you keep stuff in, the problems in the house, stay in the house. We all done grew up with it. You don't talk about what happened in the house. You don't talk about that outside. Family business is family business. You don't talk about it outside the house. So so with that mindset, in general, I'm not saying all, but in general, in the black community, like therapy and stuff like that is kind of frowned upon. It is slowly changing, but in general, traditionally, it has been kind of frowned upon. Now, me personally, I don't have a problem with somebody going to therapy. I have a psychology degree. I love talking to people. I love listening to people. I love helping people if I can. Because sometimes, like I said in another Mary Mary video, sometimes it's good for you to cry, and it's very good for you sometimes to sit down with somebody, that can be very objective and talk to them. That can be therapeutic in itself. So, you don't necessarily have to go to a therapist. You can just go to somebody that you trust that's going to, keep everything, you have their confidence. They're not going to say anything. And somebody that's pretty much just going to listen. Somebody that's going to give, their opinion if you ask it. Because a lot of times, we as people, we don't necessarily want nobody to say, oh, well, you need to do this, you need to do that. A lot of times, that's not even what it's about. A lot of the times, it's just about having that person that just listens to you. More so than anything. So, I have said this for years and years and years. I personally do not believe in divorce. If you go back and look at me, any of my reviews, when it always came to Tina and Teddy, I never said, oh, she's stupid, I wouldn't do this. I never said that because I can't say that. Because you don't know what you would do, unless you're in a given situation. But I just think that, personally, I'm not saying that there are no circumstances where someone should be divorced. That's not what I'm saying. But I honestly feel like people these days, divorce is just too accessible. People, you have one argument and all of a sudden, oh, we divorced. Now, like I have said, and I said it, I think in my video that I did about abusive relationships, because I was in one, not with my husband, of course, but when I was dating, you know, I don't think that, you know, there are circumstances. I feel like, yes, I'm a religious person, and I understand what the Bible says. However, I do think, for me personally, there are certain situations where you have the right to get out. You know, somebody molesting your child, somebody beating you, stuff like that. I feel like you have every right to get out. But I feel like there are certain situations that, yes, they may be bad, but I feel like there's still hope. There's still a possibility for you to work things out. And I'm pretty sure a lot of people said, oh, she shouldn't have did this, she shouldn't have did that. But, I mean, who are we to judge? I just, you know, personally feel like, unless it's something to where you just cannot, like, it's one of those situations where to your core you feel like there's no getting past this. Unless it's a situation like that, I feel like you can get past a lot of stuff. And I feel like people sometimes, they get divorced just to say I'm divorced. But y'all, that's just my review. Like I said, it wasn't a whole lot. That's why this is not a whole lot. You know, I'm not saying a whole lot. I mean, honestly, the only thing that really stood out to me really was the therapy, and just how as a community, we as black people, we have been conditioned for so many generations and generations and generations to keep stuff on the inside, just side. This is, to me, a perfect example. You know, you can think back, like even Oprah, when, you know, she had her show and she first came out about being molested, you know, she talked about how, you know, she was raised to say, you know, oh, well, you keep that to yourself. You don't tell nobody. You don't tell you. That's family business. And no, you know, I know this is different, you know, but I'm just saying, like, as a society, as a group of people, we as African Americans, it don't matter if you raised in the South like myself, or you raised in the North, the East, West, it doesn't matter. As a society, as a culture, even going back down to with the police, I mean, just as a culture, we as black people, for some reason, we have conditioned ourselves to keep stuff in, to not speak out. But I think it is changing. You know, I think it's slowly changing, because we do see more, you know, people, like famous people who admit that, yes, I have a therapist, things like that. And you know, I don't know, it's just kind of odd to me, because I've never been one of those, like, I'm a people person. I love to help people. I love to listen to people and, you know, try to give advice. I have a lot of friends that come to me for advice and stuff. So that really has always been kind of odd to me, why we as a people keep stuff in, you know, and think it's something wrong with going to, a therapist or something like that. But, y'all, that's just my review. I don't know. This is what's on my nails. I did them Saturday, so it's only been on my nails for a couple of days, and I really don't care for it. I liked it when I first did it, but nah, I don't. So I may change it. I don't know. I did cut them down because a couple of them had broke. Like, I already had 2 that were broke, but once I get to where like 3 have broken, or 4, and I have like 3 or 4 nails that are really short and the rest of them are longer, I'll cut all my nails down to about the same length. Because as I keep saying, my nails are, with this acrylic, my nails grow like a lot. So, but y'all, that's my review. I do thank y'all for watching. That's it.